and Elijah picked Seth Rollins to represent us in this triple threat.
I also want to throw it out there. My first pick was Roman Reigns, but Devin had a fucking hissy fit because he was like, "Oh my god, dude,
he is the highest overall player."
That is so unfair.
That is not fair. That is not fair. He's just gonna whop us out of the freaking arena. He's gonna smash us.
Why didn't you pick him?
He was gonna smash us.
Why didn't you pick him?
Fair.
You asked me, who do I want?
It's fair.
I was like, oh my god, who's still on the table? Roman Reigns. What? Why no one picked Roman Reigns?
Not only is he on the table,
did not say there was an overall restriction.
But you know damn well, you're doing that's the highest overall player in the game. You knew you were doing it. While me and Zach over here, are playing fair. We picked the guy.
Now we shooting. It's like bloodline member.
Yeah, the nasty rivalry with Honolulu Hank the other year. IMFT. What does that mean?
My friend Tama?
That's what Tag Me In is all about. Hello again, everyone, and welcome into Tag Me In, episode number 11. I am Zach. I am your host. I am here with two of my best friends of all time. I got Deven over here. Deven, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready for these predictions. Let's go. Hey, just real quick, I'm just gonna give everyone a heads up. Number one overall. Number one.
If by predictions you mean fantasy draft, then yeah, I am on board with that.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Predictions is next week. Predictions
is next week. I didn't mean like that. Oh my gosh, we're off to a great start. Let's go.
No, let's go. We're super excited. Devin and I are not alone. We are here with the one and only Big Red Elijah. How are you tonight?
I'm feeling great. I'm ready for this faction draft, and I'm gonna pick the best team out of all of you, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah,
but as the boys said, we're doing something a little exciting today. There's a couple shows every month that we kind of have written for us. So we have our predictions episode, we have our review episode of every PLE, but in between PLEs, we have to come up with new content. We have to think of more things to do. So one of the ideas that we ran by, we previewed it a little bit last week, but we are going to be doing a fantasy draft, snake style, where we are going to be drafting a faction. And we'll get more into it later, but we're all very, very excited about it. That's pretty much all we've been talking about all week. So we're really excited to get into that. But before we dive in, as we do every single week, we've got an icebreaker to kind of get our brains activated, make us think a little bit, dive into conversation, kind of set the tone for how this episode's going to go. This week, our guy Devin will be in charge of introducing the icebreaker to Elijah and I. And we are not prepped on this. We don't even have a hint as to what the question is about. So, Devin, take it away. What is the icebreaker this week?
All right, since we're doing our factions draft, I thought it would be fun to do a little something icebreaker for the factions. So, y'all remember those memes where it had like, if you could pick a lunch table, and like where would you go, like 1 through 5 and all that. So, I have 5 factions that I'm gonna give y'all out, and then y'all gonna answer which one you sit at, what table you sit at.
Okay.
So the first one is TX. The second one is Spirit Squad. Third one's Evolution.
I'm gonna let you know I ain't sitting there.
Oh, come on, man.
They're out.
Yeah, so third one's Evolution.
Okay.
Fourth one is Judgment Day. The fifth one is the Straight Edge Society.
That's a show.
Yo. So, I'm gonna let our host Zach go first on this one.
So, as you guys know, we did our top 10 list a couple weeks ago. Our personal top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time, and then we threw that into a list to reveal our cumulative scores and all that. Go check that episode out. It was a really good episode. In my top 10 list, my number 1 and my number 2 were Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So, I think it's a pretty easy answer for me. It would be the DX table, but whenever you brought up Evolution, I'm not gonna lie. Evolution is one of my all-time favorite factions ever. So that's a tough decision. But if I got the chance to hang out with DX and not even just Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but you throw in, Billy Gunn and Road
Yep.
Dogg and China, if you want to include her, X-Pac, all that, give me the DX table. Plus, they'd be up to some mischief. They'd be getting in a lot of trouble. So I'm down for that. So I got 2 words for you: DX.
Oh,
That's
that's
that's 2 letters, but okay. All right.
Not the way I use it.
I think you're
I
trying
like
to
the spirit.
PG.
I like the spirit.
So you're picking Spirit Squad?
No,
Not the Spirit Squad.
I'd rather eat lunch by myself.
I'll go in the bathroom. I'll go to the bathroom, eat my sandwich.
I'm eating lunch outside. I don't care if it's snowing. No, no. Honestly, at first I was gonna go with DX, but thinking about it more, I think I'm gonna go with Judgment Day. Like that would be a hell of a time. I feel like just the energy and like they dress cool as fuck too and everything. Like it'd be super. They just have like a cool vibe. Like it's like almost like the cool kids. Like DX is more of like the jokesters and stuff. I was like, it'd be like the cool kids stable. Like everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? There's days where I'm like, yeah, fuck whatever too, man. Plus, Rhea Ripley being there, I'd be.
What's that have to do with anything?
What?
What's that have to do with anything?
He wants to be with mommy. He wants to be with mommy.
I'll let
another
you interpret that however you want.
another added benefit of sitting at the Judgment Day table, you are guaranteed to have chicken tendies on the menu every single day.
Yeah, exactly. Dom
Dude,
has
that's
to hook up, bro.
Only thing that Dom eats, apparently. So
That's a
Tendies.
Dom's the dog. He's Dom's a real one over here. I know Devin's hating on him as of lately, but
Dom is a bit of a
Dom
dog.
is a dog.
Oh my gosh.
I know
why?
Devin's over here pressed about him, but
We don't need to talk about Dom.
Devin was over here punching air Monday
No, I
night,
wasn't.
so
I wasn't.
hope he was pressed, but it's okay. I appreciate it.
All right, so your final answer is Judgment Day.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all gonna call me crazy, but I'll sit with the Straighter Society.
I thought you were gonna say Spirit Squad. I'm kicking you off.
No.
right fucking now.
I
You're
was
done.
seeing. I had to add a last group in. This thought would be funny. Like,
I mean, Straight Edge Society is quite the throwback. And bonus
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, you already shaved your head. So you're like there.
Yeah, you're in.
good to go. Take the hat off, Devin.
Head reveal.
Head reveal. Head reveal. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, okay, I'm good. Oh shit. Bro. Okay. I need a second for my eyes to readjust. Go.
Honestly,
you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that to me. But no, you are right though. I am already has started, and he just like CM Punk's ready to shake my head. He's like, oh,
sweet. You're in.
Man. You playing me, bro? And then I don't know. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And also CM Punk's he's that guy. I mean, think about the heel back when it 2000. Oh, I'm 9 or 10.
Yeah, 9, 10.
Oh
But
man,
the
that was
amount
awesome.
the amount of heat that Straight Edge Society CM Punk got was unbelievable. I saw in an interview one time where he actually said that somebody in corporate got like a letter from a mom saying that like they're never tuning into the WWE again because of this gimmick that CM Punk's running with, and like it's too
He's trying to
real
help
and it's
you not do drugs and drink alcohol anymore, and that
yeah.
that freaks.
Well, if
How
you
dare
remember,
you?
if you remember, like he was very much cosplaying as like Jesus Christ.
Oh,
He literally would like
yeah.
his character work in the Straight Edge Society days was bananas, like top tier. So I can definitely see why people would be super upset about it. But why
Yeah.
why did you throw Spirit Squad in there? You knew there was a 0% chance we were picking that.
Well, do you not? Okay, so so you two just don't want to listen today. All right, cool. So
No.
I said I didn't know for 15, but the 15 just I want to be funny and Spirits
I
Card.
heard you
Okay.
the first time. You
I must have missed
actually
it.
said that.
I must have missed it.
Good job, Elijah.
Devin is having a problem with communication today. Just
No, I'm not.
a little peek behind
I'm
the curtain.
not. We can discuss it when
we'll
the
talk about it
draft
later.
comes up because this
We'll
is
talk about it later. Devin, that was a really good icebreaker.
Thank you.
I enjoy that because usually that template of meme doesn't really like work for me. I don't really enjoy it very much, but
Fair enough.
to make it simplified like that, which faction would you sit with? Because usually it's just like a collection of like super random,
Yeah.
just like super random superstars thrown together. But I enjoy the fact that it was broken down into specific factions.
I feel bad for Spirit Squad.
Nobody came out of that. I mean, literally, Dolph Ziggler was the only one.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Name me, and if someone pointed to my gun to my head and said, "Who was the leader?"
No clue. You know what's funny? Nexus also has a similar vibe because like people look back on the Nexus faction and they seem to think that like the way that they were introduced, they were just wrecking shop and like just destroying everybody. But if you really look at it, there was only a couple people to come out of Nexus as well that really made anything of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Wade Barrett probably had no. Actually, they kind of buried him.
I mean, Wade Barrett.
Yeah,
If anybody
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bury him completely, but like it didn't help him.
The only
I guess.
thing, the only wrestler that comes to my mind that had like a super successful career from Nexus is Wade Barrett. And I guess like Ryback was in there too in the original Nexus. So like that kind of counts. He had a different name. What was his name in Nexus?
Oh my gosh, it was
Oh God, that's
like
gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna have to look
it's
it
like
up.
Shepard. Oh my gosh, people were just talking about him a couple weeks ago
I forgot.
because he was on a rampage a couple weeks ago, like blocking all these YouTubers. Like,
Oh yeah, didn't he
Yeah,
have?
we're next. We're done. What'd you do to us?
We might be.
if I get blocked by him, I'm like, I don't. What?
You
what
didn't
is
say
this?
anything. What do you? You said fuck Ti. Fuck bitch. You say fuck me for?
Oh gosh.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up. That's gonna drive me nuts.
Oh,
And
man.
we look like we don't know what we're talking about. But
I mean, Husky Harris. What? But
Husky
now
Harris.
Bray
was
Wyatt.
he in OG Nexus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people don't know that because
wow.
his whole look was so different.
I
And then
forget
like,
that. I forgot about
yeah,
that.
dude.
Remember
was
David
the
Otunga?
Ferrari engine and a tank or whatever the fuck they said.
He's
so stupid.
Oh
I
man,
it
Oh,
was
my gosh.
like that. I was like, that doesn't.
I don't
okay.
think that's it.
Dude,
That's you tried. You tried.
I can't believe they try to make NXT a game show. Like
Ooh,
what?
dude? That
That
was
was
a BKM move.
It
Ooh,
didn't
oh,
work.
for sure. And then it died. Then Triple H brought it back up and
Yeah.
saved
I found
it.
it.
Like,
I found it.
he found it.
Skip Sheffield.
Okay,
Skip Sheffield, okay.
Okay.
Skip
Oh man, I
Sheffield.
was.
I remember yip yip and shit like that, but I
I don't think Yip Yip. Don't think Yip
That's
Yip
what
was the
that's
name.
what he would do. That's what he would
Yeah,
do.
that was bad. Some of those gimmicks were not good. Those
I
were
thought you
not
meant-
good
I
gimmicks.
thought you
will
meant his
say
name.
Ryback is a better character.
I was gonna say that's not his
Oh,
name.
yeah.
That's a character from the Avatar, brother. Yip Yip. An Appa. That is not his
I'm
name.
saying that's what he said. It was his catchphrase.
Oh no! Oh no!
It
I don't
was
know.
the build the characters. Build a
I
how
don't-
country are you? Yip yip.
I don't
That
know
was his
how-
character.
I'm not really sure how we got on a Nexus tangent, but do you guys remember Darren Young? I was convinced
Oh
Darren
my
Young was going to be a
gosh.
star.
Yeah, what was him and Titus O'Neil? I forgot their tag team name.
Oh, dude, that was so long ago.
That
Oh my
was
gosh.
forever ago. But Darren Young, man, I was convinced that guy was going to be an absolute star. Whenever NXT first started and Darren Young was introduced into my life, I was convinced that he had it.
Mhm.
I was very much wrong. I'm sure he's on the independent scene somewhere, but
Yeah.
He's actually
Well-
doing good on the independent scene. Last time I've heard of him, like he popped up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Good for him.
good
Yeah.
for him. Shout out Darren Young.
Shout
wasn't
out
expecting
Darren.
it.
Real quick,
Wasn't expecting a Darren Young shout out. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Devin.
Daniel Bryan was also on the Nexus until
Oh well.
choked out
Until he
Justin Roberts.
choked out Justin
Bro.
Roberts with his own time.
Insane!
Oh, man.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh!
I guess we could say he had a successful run after Nexus. That's a miss.
you
That's a
know,
miss.
Oh,
might
yeah.
have- he did a couple things, you know.
He did a thing or
Me
two.
talking Justin Roberts was career
Yeah.
changing.
It did,
Honestly.
because then he got fired and he came
Got
back
fired.
at SummerSlam as like the 5th member against the Nexus and then all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Which
and
was
it went
insane.
from
man.
there. Yeah, it was like,
Wow.
technically it was the best thing that happened to him in
It did.
WWE
Imagine.
because it
That's a
led to everything else in
That
his
is a-
WWE
that is-
run. And now he's killing it in AEW. So
shout out Brian Danielson.
Yeah.
shout out Brian
Yep.
Danielson.
That is a trip down memory lane I did not expect to take. So now that like all of our listeners are gone because they don't care about Nexus, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic and hope we can reel some of them back in.
So-
Before we get into the main event of this show, I wanted to take a minute and I wanted to give a shout out to one of our followers on TikTok. His name is Ogretron. And just wanted to take a minute because he actually left a pretty decent sized comment on our most recent TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok, tag me in.
Yes.
And he was basically just saying how he enjoys our content because we are not just like super heavy WWE marks and we actually venture into the world of like different promotions and stuff. So I'm going to read this comment real quick and then I'm going to pass it off to Elijah because Elijah has a couple things that he wanted to touch on as far as this comment goes. Ogretron on TikTok says, "Listen, I'm a fan of you gentlemen, but I follow because you don't seem like WWE marks, just wrestling fans. I gotta know, were you this excited for the cleaner Kenny Omega when he had 4 belts from 4 different promotions, including TNA? I'm tired of the marks, tired of him hating on AEW for no reason at all. I'm excited for Jordan Grace and NXT, don't get me wrong, but AEW did this years ago, and people are just now losing their minds because of WWE. Get the F out of here." So, with that being said, I will pass it off to Elijah because he's actually the one who brought this to our attention. And I feel like you probably have the most Kenny Omega knowledge out of the 3 of us. So I'll let you take the floor here.
I disagree with. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
WWE for
I'm kidding.
life.
Oh
No, I'm
my
kidding.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. No, I think it's like a very, very insightful comment. Like, I was super excited when Kenny did that. Like, because that was fucking insane. Like, that was super, like, the belt collector, Kenny Omega, different breed.
It
And
was
that's
crazy.
why, like, when we even did last week with the Dream AEW versus WWE, I threw him in there because I'm like, Kenny's the shit. Like, he's so good. The only reason we didn't bring up Kenny was we didn't have a platform at it at the time. Because that happened back in, 2021, I think? 2020,
Yeah, somewhere that time.
I don't want to like get it too wrong. Maybe it went into 2022. Regardless of the time frame, I was super excited about it. I was super because I was like fucking waist deep in AEW as well. Like I was actually trying to balance them at that point. And I personally think that it's very shocking with the Jordan Grace one because, and like people are so up in arms about it because that is super rare for WWE to do that. Like WWE growing up and even up until fucking super recently, they never acknowledged anyone outside of their own company. Like they're very isolationist. Yeah. Sorry. Acknowledge. Yep. So for them to not only finally acknowledge that, but then bring people in, because I know like Jordan Grace wasn't the first one, because if we go back to, I forgot which Royal Rumble, but with Mickie James coming out as the Knockouts champion,
I want to say that was
entering the Royal
2020.
Rumble. Was it 2020? It was.
I think
it was
so.
2020.
Correct
Correct us if we're wrong.
I know you're on a tangent here real quick, but even the Mickie James thing was like a little different because if I remember correctly, wasn't she was technically a free agent, right? Like she wasn't under contract anywhere. If I
I'm not
remember
sure.
correctly.
I just knew she was, because she came out with the belt because
No.
people were like, are they going to let her come out with the belt? And she did.
No, she did. She definitely did. And I think the circumstances on that are a little different, but I understand what you're saying, but the fact that she wasn't like under contract anywhere and she was more a free agent, just kind of roaming, and they kind of came to a deal for like a one night appearance type thing. But I understand the sentiment of what you're saying, but the it's such a big deal with the WWE specifically because if Vince McMahon was still under control, this is not happening ever, and this was never going to be an option. And like, not to cut you off, and I just realized that I just kind of like shut down your whole thing.
No. You're complimenting it, if anything.
I think that like the reason that it is such a big deal is because Triple H has been preaching about like this new era ever since WrestleMania 40 and maybe like even a couple weeks before that, but this new era and is happening and it is here. And the fact that like these things are happening, we're getting appearances from different companies on WWE television being announced as TNA champions. I just watched NXT as of this recording. It happened tonight. I just got done watching NXT and Jordynne Grace came out for a match and she was announced as the TNA Knockouts champion. And commentary was talking about all the dominant, title defenses she's had over there. And they were acknowledging her as TNA Knockouts champion. So like, it's a very cool thing. I'll let you continue in just a second. I do want to say though, we can't let it get too carried away because if we just start like bouncing back and forth, like Cody Rhodes is appearing on TNA and then all of a sudden we got Moose over on Monday Night Raw and then we got Charlotte Flair going down to TNA for an appearance. Like, I don't think that we can get it. We can't get too carried away with it. Like, I think we still have to have this brand integrity, which I don't foresee happening, but little one-off appearances here and there and like big surprises. And the fact that WWE and TNA kept this under wraps completely is the reason that I'm so excited about it. But I know AEW has done this in the past and they have opened this forbidden door. So I will pass it back to you, Elijah. I do apologize for going off on that tangent, but
no, you're
just go ahead and continue what you were saying.
No, you're all good. But yeah, I was like, it makes it not more special because even when AEW brings people in from like CMLL and New Japan and everything, it's super exciting. Don't get me wrong. Like I especially like if they're doing some like super cool shit and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of this dude before. I need to look into his matches. Like I forgot what the one dude was, but it was in that battle royale recently for the #1 contender. And I was like, this dude's cooking. I've never heard of him in my life, but oh my god! And like maybe go in and like kind of look up like a couple of highlights because I was like, oh shit, like what is he? He's going crazy right now. What the hell? But it's so I think people are so not up in arms, but super excited for it because WWE has never done that. Like that is a very, 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 very surprising thing. Like it was something where we're like, oh, that's never gonna happen. Like WWE fans were super surprised when they would acknowledge like, oh yeah, he did a lot of time in Japan. Like people were like, what? They let him talk about that? That's crazy. So now having this potential is like mind-blowing on that end. And honestly, I think it's good just for the wrestling business in general. Like
absolutely.
Regardless of if you're more of a fan of AEW or WWE or, go 50-50, it's super fucking good just for the wrestling business. And like, I do agree with what you said with it shouldn't happen too often because I don't want, like, it would take the fucking excitement out of it because you're like, oh, who are they sending this month? Like,
yeah,
it's like like it should be like maybe a once a year thing, if that, or like even take off a couple of years in between. But it should be more of a rarity. But I'm very excited. I think a lot of people are very excited that it's finally like the Triple H era is actually getting that. Oh, hey guys, we have this new avenue now that you didn't know that existed. It took them too long, in my opinion. We should have been having this shit back in like 2015, 2016, but whatever. It's fine.
Definitely.
I'm happy that it's happening now. And, like we said before, like just the dream match possibilities that they can throw in once in a while would be beyond amazing. So I hope it continues. And hopefully one day, like if they're willing to, AEW and WWE should have like a working relationship possibly as well.
That'd be incredible.
Will that ever happen? Probably not. But
who knows?
I would love if it did.
All right. Deven, before we move on to the next topic, I just wanted to know, do you, one, have anything to add to that? And also, next time you hear us, next episode, NXT Battleground will have already happened. It is this upcoming Sunday. I know we don't do predictions on NXT PLEs, but like, is there a world where Jordynne Grace actually wins the NXT Women's Championship?
If we see Jordynne Grace win the NXT Women's Championship, we are going to see some crossovers.
Yeah, no question.
Like, it would change everything. Well, what we're thinking. I don't see it happening. I just see, like, it's great to have TNA get that exposure, but also letting, like, Triple H saying, like, we're not partnering with TNA, but we're working good together. I don't mind if your girl comes over to our brand, and she's showing off. She had a match tonight, pretty much, on Tuesday night, and she won. And it's like, she's so dominant. If you see some highlights at TNA, she's a dog. Like, she is so good. And that's why she's the TNA champion, and that's why TNA is okay with her going through that forbidden door. Yeah, I mean, I think when you think about this as like wrestling fans, it's so great to see that these companies are coming together. Like, hey, yeah, we'll have your guy or your girl come in and do this, do that. Like AEW, yes, they've been doing it for a while. New Japan's been doing it for a while. All these other promotions doing it. It's like Elijah said. Well, it was like pretty much what both of y'all said with WWE. It's different. It's just like we never thought this would ever happen. We never thought, like, Vince was not going to do it. He was too selfish. Yet if that did happen with Vince, something happened. If it's an imposter.
If Vince McMahon, if Vince McMahon heard one of his shows, one of his crowds chanting TNA, he would have cut the feed, and they would have gone off the air. Like,
get out now.
That's
It's abomination.
Yeah, he would
It's
be
on
on
damn
the,
TNA.
switch to channel 3. I'm about to cuss you out.
Yeah, no,
on the headset, be like, production, you're done. You're done. Everyone's fired.
It would
Fans,
never happen.
fired. We don't even work here. I'm fired. I don't think he says that. Like, I think he just says fire. I don't think he's finished.
He says you're.
No. He says you're fired.
Yeah, he just kind of growls.
Yeah, roar.
Thank God we don't have to deal with that guy anymore.
No, thank fucking God.
Oh,
but
dude.
no, honestly, like, that's a good question. I'm glad that people are now commenting on stuff, because like if you ever want us if you have any suggestions on like, hey, talk about this, or you guys should do this for like an idea, like for the podcast and everything, let us know. Let us know.
Absolutely.
You can comment on any social, like you could direct message us. I don't care. Like, let us know what you want to hear, and we will definitely like at least entertain it.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm for
we love
it.
those.
Like, leave comment. I want, because the big thing for us is we want to know what you guys think. We make this podcast because we love it and we have fun doing it. But if you have an opinion, or even if you disagree with us, if you're like, man, that boy Deven just sucks, why does he do that predictions? I'd be like, yeah, I agree. I agree.
We got some money in there.
No,
Honestly.
Last time I checked, someone went 5-0. Okay.
hold on. Last time that I checked,
yes.
I also went undefeated for predictions too. So
I was waiting for someone to say 5-0. I had literally had my sunglasses laying right there. It's like, someone say it.
Yeah.
Someone say it.
Devin, I had a undefeated prediction. What about you? Perfect prediction as well?
Yes, sir, I did.
Zach,
Father of 3. Some things are more important than a silly competition. All right.
I got a kid too. Okay.
Some things. Listen.
I'm
some
trying
things
to
are
keep
more.
myself alive. All right.
Some things are more important. Some things are more important than a silly competition. With that being said, let's dive into another one. Shout out to Ogretron. Sorry. Shout out to Ogretron.
Shout out, man. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Follow us on all of our social media. Leave a comment, and you could inspire an entire segment of the show. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to be transitioning into our faction draft. So this is an idea that was hatched a couple months ago, but we just never had the time to really dive into it. So here's how this is going to work. We are going to be doing a snake draft, and we are going to be drafting one for one person or one team. I guess there is one tag team category for 5 different categories. So we're going to be drafting in our faction a leader, a tag team, a mid-carder, which will have to go to a jury to decide if this wrestler is technically a mid-card wrestler or not, a woman wrestler, and a manager. So there's going to be 5 rounds. Obviously, each of us get 1 pick in each round. And it's going to be a snake draft. So the way that this draft was determined. So we did a match on WWE 2K where it was a triple threat tables elimination match.
Tables.
Now, what we alluded to earlier, when we were at our pre-production meeting, Deven did not mention the word tables one single time.
Yes, I did.
Yes, thank you, Zach.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh. No,
let
these
me
people don't know
speak
how to
here.
listen.
Let me
They
speak
don't
here.
know how to listen.
Shush.
You must be living on a rock or something.
Shush, please. So, not a single time was tables mentioned. So, Deven, I'm driving home from work. I'm not sure what Elijah was doing. I think he was on his way home from the gym. Shout out. And Deven is commentating this match for us. And not this going on for maybe 10 minutes. Not a single time did he tell us anybody was going for a fall. Didn't start counting to 3 one time.
Because I also asked, I think you remember, I was like, why hasn't anyone pinned anyone yet?
Yeah.
Because he
No.
Oh my
did
gosh. You know
not.
what?
And
I
then-
totally so I will admit I did hear that, but I just thought like, why did he say that? I thought, why did you just say that? It's like I was like, dummy, don't you know it's a tables elimination match?
Anyway, I picked The Undertaker. Deven was Drew McIntyre, and Elijah picked Seth Rollins to represent us in this triple threat.
I also want to throw it out there. My first pick was Roman Reigns, but Deven had a fucking hissy fit because he was like, "Oh my god,
He is the highest overall player. That is so unfair. That is not fair. That is not fair. He's just gonna whop us out of the freaking arena. He's gonna smash us.
Why didn't you pick him?
He was gonna smash us.
Why didn't you pick him?
It's fair.
You asked me, who do I want?
It's fair.
And I was like, oh my god, who's still on the table? Roman Reigns. What? Why no one picked Roman Reigns?
Not only is he on the
table,
table,
say there was an overall restriction.
But you
or
know
anything.
damn
just
well,
said,
you know
"Let's
damn
wrestle."
well you're doing. That's the highest
You
overall
should-
player in the game. You knew you were doing it.
Guess
While
what?
me
Guess
and Zach
what?
over here, are playing fair. We picked the guys who are at least in the night, like early '90s or like midnight. You picked the highest overall.
You didn't give them to me anyway. So
all right. Listen. All right, let's get back on track. Long story short, tables elimination triple threat match.
I would have
Deven
picked
will be
Seth if
picking
it
first.
was a tables elimination match as well because Seth doesn't have a lot of power.
Even if it wasn't, you were still going to lose. It didn't matter.
No, I
it
wasn't.
didn't matter.
No, I wasn't. Because also,
Why is it?
please, you've been done.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just trying to play fair.
Are you two done?
It's not.
Just trying to play fair. I'm done. If he's done, he's just mad because he lost. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just mad that I was gonna pick the best player in the game.
Long story
No,
short,
but that's not fair. That's not fair.
Oh,
How's that my fault, dude? No, that's so unfair. It's like a little kid picking the best team in Madden. That's not no. When you trying to
complain
play
about it, beat him. Instead of complaining about it, beat him.
I'll beat your ass, bro. Fine.
You know, Devin's just mad because he knows I would dog walk him in 2K
No, you
in
wouldn't.
real life. So.
No, you wouldn't, bro. Bro, how's it? I dog walk you in Madden. I dog walk you in NBA 2K. What else I dog walk you in? Like, yeah. I whooped your
Where's the
ass
proof?
in Madden.
Where's the proof?
You have a friend Devin. I have proof. I got proof. He was there. In
Oh,
Florida.
you're gonna bring someone else. You're gonna be the third man into it.
I have to because you every time I beat you in something, you delete the game. You exit the game.
What?
Yes,
No.
you do that. You freaking do that. You do that.
Cap. Oh my! It's not like no cap, Becky. I'm saying it's full cap. That's the hat right there.
That's not. No, it's not. Where's the challenge flag? You know
guys
what?
Suck. Can we move on?
Sorry.
All right. Anyway,
I'll get
Deven will
recordings
be
of
picking-
whooping your ass. Sorry, I was gonna say that. We'll play 2K.
Deven will be
If this
picking
gets
first.
if this gets enough likes and comments, I will play him live in
Bet on-
WWE 2K.
On my wedding day. Let's go. Let's go. Not only will I whoop you in NCAA football, but I'll whoop you in 2K, bro. Let's go. Let's go. I'll go 5-0. I'll win in 4 games, and then I'll get married too. That's a 5-0 day for me, boy. Let's go.
No, I'm determined to make that the only happy part of your day right there.
Listen, you guys suck.
Listen, we've been friends for so long. Here. Like this is what happens.
Yeah.
So much crap.
All love.
All love. It's all love.
All love.
All right, the beef is squashed. We're moving on. If you guys bring it up again, it's 2 minutes in the penalty box. It's 2 minutes in the penalty box. You bring it up again.
Oh, what? Listen, bullcrap, ref.
Ref. God.
Sorry,
we're getting out of here. Sorry. Oh.
All right. So, with all of that being said, Deven will be picking first. I will be picking second. And in case you didn't get the hint, Elijah will be picking third. And he's thrilled about it.
If you ever want to pick someone in 2K, pick Drew McIntyre. Do the dog.
Or pick Roman.
He's my new favorite wrestler now.
You're tempting me. Don't make me. Don't make me hit the T.
Paul's the third best player in the world.
All right. That's it. Elijah, shooting 2. Shooting 2 and possession.
Oh, God. Okay, sorry. Gosh, we're too much.
All right.
I'm blocking.
Deven, you are officially on the clock. There are no position requirements. You can pick any of the 5 categories for your first overall pick. And then obviously I will be picking next. Elijah, you have the 3rd and 4th pick, so you will be the first pick of the 2nd round. Deven, you are officially on the clock.
All right. So I did have someone else, but then this person told me if you don't do it, you'll be fired. I picked the final boss as my first overall pick.
In what position?
As the leader.
as the mid Carter.
As the manager. No, that is my leader. I mean, why not?
Dude, okay, so listen. I've been telling you for 2 weeks that I have a very, very clear 1-1, and it's not even close. This man is so much better in his position than anybody else is in their position. So, when I started thinking about this team, I said, I have to get this person. If I don't get this person, I may be screwed. With my number 1 overall pick, my first round pick, I'm going to go into manager, and I'm taking Paul Heyman. The greatest of all time, not even a debate. I cannot lose if I have Paul Heyman as my manager. So, first round, pick number 2, manager, Paul Heyman.
Is this the guy who can't control the bloodline now, or the guy who...
Nope.
What are we getting? Paul Heyman are we getting here? Are we getting bloodline? Are we getting Brock Paul Heyman? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's your concurrence on that?
All encompassing Paul Heyman.
Paul
motherfucking some guy on Friday night who was scared to death. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, because two lawless thugs, to quote the great Paul Heyman, have made their way into the bloodline and infiltrated. Solo's doing his own thing, and he's going crazy right now. You think anybody can control that man? He wears a tuxedo every single day.
I can't. He looks like the Weeknd ready for an album picture.
He bleached his hair. You think anybody's controlling that man?
He looks like the Weeknd.
He's the weekday.
He's the He's Monday. He's Monday.
I'm blind.
Yo, he has the glove too, bro. He has the
yeah, he's Michael Jackson the Weekend in like
just the weekday.
And he still taped his thumb. He still taped it.
Under the glove. No, absolutely. Acknowledge your
lawless. That's lawless behavior right there.
Acknowledge your tribal chief, bro.
The only Samoan better is Maui Jim.
Maui Jim.
That's the only man that can keep him under control right now.
I haven't seen him in years.
Right. Oh my God, here he comes!
Elijah.
It's Honolulu Jack. It's him.
Honolulu Hank.
Come on, have some respect.
Have some respect for the legend.
Elijah, you will be closing out the third round and opening up closing
Oh
out the first
gosh.
round with the third overall pick, opening up the second round. Take it away.
All right. So when I made my list, I was super I was trying to keep to a theme of where I'm going to go with who's going to be a leader, pretty much all of them having somewhat to do with one another. And I'm debating between, because I have a face team and a heel team where I was going to go down. And I'm debating on what would be a little bit more exciting. And I think I'm going to pick my leader for my round one. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
You mean the guy
Okay.
who put you at third place? Oh my gosh.
I like the man. I just don't like you.
All right.
He's the biggest hater, so he fits the vibe already.
Oh,
There we go.
I love Drew McIntyre.
Perfect.
And to start off a second round as well, I'm going to go with a manager for my second round pick. And I feel like this guy's really good, especially in his later years, but he needs a little bit more of his flowers because I haven't seen him lately. So my second pick, I'm going with William Regal as my manager.
Ooh, definitely was on my list.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God.
He's such a good talker, and he's such a good especially when he was in AEW and helped develop the Blackpool Combat Club and everything. Top tier pick.
Mm-hmm.
Heyman was on my list, and I would have picked Heyman, but if it's not going to be Heyman, it has to be William Regal. Willie Reeg for my second.
Willie Reeg, as we call him.
Yeah, that's my boy. We're close. That's the homie Willie Reeg right there.
Willie Reeg. No, I
Him with
definitely
the sideways hat and everything.
I definitely love.
Oh,
I definitely love it.
We got to post that picture now. Anyway, continue.
William Regal's a great pick. He was
Willie
definitely, Willie Reeg. Definitely in consideration for my my manager. And I think so there's been a few backstage shots. This new production that they're doing where they follow entrances and follow the wrestlers through Gorilla. I've seen William Regal in Gorilla almost every time. So he's definitely still involved. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he was actually on NXT television about a month ago. So he's around. He's still around for sure. So William Regal, great pick. So you two both, I'm on the clock. Second pick, second round. You two both went with your leader. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my leader and make him my fifth round pick because I don't have to worry about you two snatching any of them.
It's a good point. Very
you
good
guys
point.
you guys already drafted your leader. So honestly, all three of the ones that I have written down are still available. So I'm actually going to have to make quite the decision. So I think I'm going to dip into the women's division and I'm going to go with one of my women here. Nope. I'm tilting. I'm going to go into the tag team division. I'm going Edge and Christian for my tag team.
Oh, he was scaring me there. I'm not gonna lie.
So this was a late addition to my tag team. I was thinking of, again, if I didn't end up with Paul Heyman, my entire plan would have been foiled. So I truly believe that Edge is one of the greatest. Never was a Paul Heyman guy, if that makes sense. So I think that Edge personally would have made a fantastic Paul Heyman guy. So that definitely plays into my decision. But also, when you think of tag team wrestling, personally for me, Edge and Christian are one of the first teams that come to my mind. So to get them here in the second round to pair alongside Paul Heyman, I'm very excited. And I think my team is starting to shape up just the way that I wanted it to. So I'm fired up, boys. Devin, you are on the clock. You have the next two picks.
Let's go. I'm going with my mid-carder now. Okay. This guy's coming out in NXT. He's a big boy. Big boy. I have to make sure I say his name right. He is the NXT North American champion.
Great pick.
Oba
Great pick.
Femi. Oh, dude, what a wrecking ball. That's something that the final boss needs, man. He needs that kind of guy.
Man, that's
Oh.
a
He needs
great
results.
pick.
He needs
He'll
results.
get-
Thank you.
he needs
Thank
results,
you.
and he will get results.
Yes. I think once he gets to like the main roster, oh my gosh, he's gonna be a perfect guy to
Oh
be.
yeah, it's gonna be similar to Gunther.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's literally what I was
excited to see
thinking.
that.
That's what he's doing right now
Absolutely.
in NXT is what he's gonna be doing on the main roster.
So-
It's
Yeah, I was
unbelievable.
like, can we talk about that real quick? Because his rise, I was not expecting. Because they're like,
It was out of the blue.
he's in the breakout tournament. I was like, oh, okay, like this guy seems like really big and strong. We'll see how he goes. And then he's just whooping everyone's ass. I'm like, oh, he's different. Oh, he's in challenge for the North American title. He wins the North American title, and he's been whooping people's ass ever since then.
Yeah, dude.
Even Wesley comes back, and you're thinking, oh, Wesley, like he'll definitely like get that championship back, and he goes, you have to earn it.
listen.
Yo, I remember that. Like, I knew.
He's straight up like, I don't care what the fuck you did in the past. You gotta earn this championship
Mhm,
opportunity. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a dog right there.
I've
I'm
mentioned
hyped
in the
for that one.
past. I've mentioned in the past how I'm kind of guilty of like gatekeeping NXT because I just absolutely love NXT right now, right? Like it's my favorite wrestling show across all companies. Like NXT is my favorite show. So Oba Femi wins the breakout tournament, and they treat the breakout tournament sort of like a Money in the Bank. So like I remember Dragon Lee was the champion at the time, and I think it was Lexus King that he was going against, but they had a match, and Oba Femi was in a backstage interview, and he was like, that match is happening tonight, and the backstage correspondent was like, yeah, it's the main event. He said, okay. And he just like he walks out there, cashes it in, and he's been champion ever since. And like the thing about Oba Femi, this is a great pick, and honestly didn't even cross my mind. So like I'm really upset with myself.
That's sleeper pick. Good job. I'll give you
the
good
thing-
pick.
Thank you.
The thing with Oba Femi, we already mentioned Battleground, NXT Battleground happening this Sunday. He's in a triple threat against Wesley and Joe Coffey for the North American Championship. A triple threat or like some ladder match or some form of like where he won't take a pin. That is the only way this title's coming off of this man. He is so dominant, and I don't see anybody being able to pin him like
He can't take a
maybe
pin. He
for
can't.
years. He's that. Oh man, that's such a good pick, Devin. Such a good pick. All right, open
Thank
up the
you.
third round for us. Open up the third
All
round.
right. So I gotta go into my women's division. I was going back and forth with both of these women. It was a tough one. She is the one half of the women's tag team champions.
Ooh, which one are you going with?
She was in, no, she still is in my top 10. Bianca Belair, man. Bianca, man. Like I said, I think she does get that over push, but man, she is so good and so athletic. That's why she is an EST. Like she's proven it, and she's doing great work right now with the tag team with Jay Cargill, and I can't wait till she turns heel. Can't wait.
Oh, you think she's gonna be the heel?
No, I don't think. But
I didn't go either way.
time, it can go either way. I think both women can go heel. Like one of them could go heel. Whatever it is, it's still gonna happen. The match is
Yeah,
gonna happen for them in the future.
It would make sense.
But no, like I just think about Jay Cargill because like as a right dude, she's also dominant too, bro. That move at Backlash with Kyrie
The
Sane
creative finisher?
still was rent free in my head. Oh, the creative finisher.
The creative finisher.
It was rent free in my head. It was so good. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Real quick, I know we didn't talk about it, but there was a pre-show match at King and Queen of the Ring that involved those two. It was Bianca and Jade versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. They obviously haven't been working together very long, but they have one of the coolest tag team finishers I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh.
It's also a creative finisher from 2K, and like they just they're not gonna be able to do it to like bigger women like Nia Jax or Piper Niven or anything like that. I don't think they are both like stupid
We'll
strong.
see. Actually, we'll
But-
see.
Yeah, we will. They're both like stupid strong, so we'll see. But no, the finisher that they do is just such a crazy sequence of events, and it's like a code breaker, a German suplex, and like
Oh, it's
just
insane. It's all
four
over the
different
place,
moves
but
all wrapped into one. It's
so
an
perfect. Oh
awesome
my.
finisher. Bianca Belair, great pick. One of the most dominant women of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Hey,
pick.
let's go, boys. Let's go. I'm clapping everyone in the war room. Yeah,
All right, so
yeah.
as I've already mentioned, I'm saving my leader for last because you both already have your leader. So I'm between the mid card and the women's division. I almost went women's division last round, but the way that this draft has fallen, I think that I can get my preferred woman for this team with my last pick, or second to last pick. So I think I'm going to dip into the mid card division. Um, I'm going to go with Shelton Benjamin for my mid carder on this
Ooh.
team.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
a good one. The most underrated wrestlers of all time.
One of the most underrated
Never,
wrestlers of all time.
never got a good push. Never
No,
did, man.
never did. But when I think of Shelton Benjamin, I think of him in what were they called? The greatest tag team, world's greatest tag
Mhm.
team.
World's greatest
Uh,
tag team.
There it is, world's greatest tag team. So when I think of him in there. I think of him just with the Intercontinental Championship around his waist and
Mhm.
just doing crazy athletic moves. That first Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 21, I believe, where he was just running up ladders, and he also ate like the nastiest sweet chin music of all time whenever he springboarded, which doesn't really help my case, I guess. But
No,
Shelton
He's gonna
Benjamin, I
get
mean,
beat up. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, I guess so.
but he's
No, but
so athletic for
Shelton
his
Benjamin,
weight that like it's amazing.
he Shelton Benjamin's great, and I think that the team that I'm building has a really good like super athletic undertone to it. So I think that he'll fit right in with where I'm heading with my team. So Shelton Benjamin, second pick of the third round as my mid carder, and Elijah, you've got the next two picks.
All right, well, let's knock some things out here. I think I'm gonna go with my mid carder next, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys we can have a discussion about it, but
Oh,
I
here we
want
go.
to say because he's so new to the main roster that I feel like he's technically mid card, even though he's had a lot of success in NXT. But I feel like, especially if he pursues like a mid card championship at first, like an IC title or US, and then goes from there to bigger and better things, that's kind of where I'm going with my basis off this guy. My mid carder, I'm gonna go with Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
That was
He's
that was
definitely
my
mid
second
card.
pick, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got yeah, no, that's a good one. I was
That's a
gonna,
great
if someone took Oba, I was going to take Ilya for sure. So that's a good pick.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I think because he would fit well with the theme of everything. Because like you got Drew's the leader. Imagine him under Drew McIntyre, like
Oh wow,
Ooh,
that
the
actually is
tutelage
nasty.
of Drew.
Yeah,
look at
that's
you.
nasty.
That's gonna be crazy. With William Regal as a manager.
Your faction is just League of Nation of Domination. Sorry, not League of Nations. What am I
Literally.
talking about? Nation of Domination. You just got like
Any damnation,
every other
meaning.
country represented.
I mean,
There you go.
they're killing it. I mean,
Just
Yeah.
bring the flags out. Doesn't might as well represent your country, boys.
as long if I create this faction, they cannot say, "Oh, fuck USA." I hate when the fucking
Yeah,
every foreigner
yeah.
gimmick, like especially if Vince was creating the foreigner gimmick, every single time without a doubt it'd be fuck United States, and that's how they get heel. And I'm like, what?
The Iron
No,
Sheik.
no, that should not be their fucking
Yeah.
premise. That's so stupid.
No,
Anywho.
definitely.
Like Ilya, I think would be a great. Like, imagine him going for like a IC title while Drew
So-
goes for the world title.
Mid Carters is the first category to be completely filled out by all three of us. That's interesting. I didn't see that coming.
Wow. Hey, mid Carters are like they're
Mid-card
very
wrestling
slept
is
on. I feel
sweet.
like.
Mid card
Like-
wrestling is what carries weekly television.
Oh,
So
yeah.
mid carders rule. I love mid card wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
All right, Elijah, first pick of the fourth round. Where you going? You still have a tag team to fill out, and you have your woman to fill out.
I think I'm gonna go woman right now. And with all that being said, I am between two women at the moment. I'm very back and forth between which one, but if we're going for, because I'm assuming we're going to post and be like, oh, kind of have like possibly a fan vote of who do you think would win between the three factions?
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
So if we're going off that, I gotta go Rhea Ripley with my women's. She is
very good
beyond
Mm.
dominant. And if I have to keep up with you fellas, I gotta have Rhea. You know, I got
Mhm.
that's
No,
gonna go
for sure.
insane. Like her pure dominance in the wrestling ring is beyond fucking crazy, and it would be a disservice if I didn't go with her. After we're done with the draft, I can tell you who I was debating between her and the other woman. I'll bring it up after the draft. We have to have some discussion with that as well, because I have I had the whole team like a list made of like, oh, who's going to be this person and that person. So
I could build a whole list out of my honorable mentions, so we will definitely be talking about those.
Oh yeah,
100%. So
sure.
I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley as my fourth round pick, and honestly, I feel like she dropped a lot, but I'm glad you guys didn't grab her, so I'll take her.
All right, I am back on the clock here. Fourth round pick number 2. I have a leader that I need to draft, and I need a woman that I need to draft as well. So I am going to save my leader for my last pick, just because that's what I've said since the beginning. So you both have your women already. The woman that I'm going to pick was actually the last one to make it onto my list. But because of the tag team that I got, it's going to fit perfectly on this team. So with that being said, I'm going to be drafting Lita to my team to pair with Edge and Christian and Paul Heyman and Shelton Benjamin. So I've got a big ruthless aggression thing going on here right now. So I didn't necessarily plan that, but that definitely seems to be the theme of that definitely seems to be the theme of my draft.
What were my favorite wrestlers before 2005?
Oh, dude, one of the only women's wrestlers to actually get respect as a wrestler pre this era, before the women's renaissance happened. So she was putting on banger matches before women were allowed to put on banger matches. And she has a super cool athletic moveset as well, which really fits into this team.
Your team's just called the Athletes.
The ruthless athletes, I guess, is what I'm building here.
Faction name.
Yeah, so
he found his name. Oh my god!
I'm going to go with Lita as my pick here, and that just leaves me a leader that I need to draft in the next round to complete my team. So, Devin, you are on the clock. You have a tag team and a manager that you still need to draft.
So, I get back to back. So I'm gonna have some fun with this. So I will tag team. This is from the Attitude Era. This boy thought he had Edge and Christian. Boy, give me the tables. Give me the tables, boy. I want the Dudley boys, man.
Okay.
Oh man. I swear to God, Lita was a fuck around.
Try to find out. Try to over Corona. See what happens.
Yeah,
try it.
Go for it. Table. What are we talking about?
You.
Oh, so your team likes to beat up women. That's nice.
Yeah. Did you not see in the highlights? Did you never see the highlights?
Hope you feel better about yourself.
Cancel. You're done.
It's a new time.
No,
it's not the goal though. It's just so funny because that's what that was the goal. They didn't care who it was, honestly.
We can't get into who would win just yet. The draft's not over.
Not saying who would win. I'm just saying it's just so funny that they used to do that back then. It was so normal. It was normal back then.
Oh no, it definitely was. Yeah, it was weird.
Oh yeah, but now if they did today,
funny that you immediately went to Lita. You're like,
it was just like,
I think you're done. Lita, you're dead. Huh?
Whoa, get someone else. Get the leader. I don't know his leader yet. It's like,
Bingo.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
right, we don't know
you're
who
just
the
the next
leader is.
person.
What's up?
Can't set
Um,
them up yet.
Like
Alright.
some
Who's your
for a
final pick?
manager. So
Yep,
this is
manager.
some people won't think this, because it wasn't really like fresh on memories. I got Teddy Long. Teddy Long used to be a manager
Okay.
back in the
Holla,
early
holla,
days.
holla.
Holla holla. And guess what? He's gonna pull that. Like, you know, someone had like it was a meme I saw like years ago, and it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and it had like him
I
saying,
saw it.
you know what I'm talking about? Is
101 with the Undertaker.
101 with the Undertaker.
It
And
was you
it was
after the track start. It's Teddy Long's picture.
and, you know, it was always funny because all the wrestlers like, what? No, no. Like it was the reaction that always got me. So yeah, but no one really remembers that. Like he was a manager back, back in WCW, he was there. He was a manager. I forgot for exactly who. Then he was a manager when he got into the WWE with Mark Henry. So
Yeah.
which was very interesting. I'm like, yo, my guy's doing everything.
I'm sorry, I just remembered it was a Yu-Gi-Oh trap card and the fucking name was Hold Up Player. Hold up. I'm remembering it now.
Oh man,
I forgot about that.
legendary,
Bro,
legendary. Oh
that's
man,
great. Good
But I got
manager.
my team, boys.
All right.
Oh shit.
It's a good team. It's a good team.
I'm back on the clock. I'm back on the clock.
Hold
I'm
up,
actually
player.
so I have to draft my leader. My leader is the last position that needs filled on my team. So
I'm ready to hear this actually.
I just thought of this while you were talking. Somebody popped into my head, and it may be a mistake to go with them, but I'm going to see it through because it fits better with my team than any of the other people that I have listed.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to talk about my honorable mentions here because you guys already drafted your leaders, plus we're in the last round. So the three that I wrote down were Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Triple H. Okay? So it's important to mention Roman Reigns when you're building a faction, seeing as how he was the head of like one of the greatest factions of all time. So I thank you. Acknowledged. So I definitely wanted to bring him up. My original pick here, as I was building my team, I was like, oh, Triple H, Ruthless Aggression fits in perfect. I'm not doing either of those three. The name that popped into my head within the last 3 or 4 minutes was actually Kurt Angle. I think Kurt Angle is the perfect person to round out this team that I've built. So I have a
You
big
suck. You
I have a-
suck.
You
Exactly.
suck.
Exactly. Now listen, he wasn't. Do you guys realize how short Kurt Angle's WWE career
Oh,
was? By the way, just
yeah,
like
his TNA run was longer, and I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's honestly
that
wild.
was
It's
insane to me.
it's honestly
Technically, he's
wild.
more of a TNA guy than a WWE guy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Anyway, as I was building this team, I was like, man, all of my picks are Ruthless Aggression. All my picks are like super athletic, and like the technical wrestlers that I have on my team as well, like amazing. Kurt Angle is the perfect guy to lead this team. So I made a pivot. I went with the audible here, and I'm going Kurt Angle to be my
Wow.
my leader of my
Huge
faction.
audible.
Team Heck, Edge, Christian, Kurt.
There you go.
I love
There you
it.
go.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
It's not good, but that's what they were. I didn't make up.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
make that up.
No, that was actually a thing. That was the cue cards that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Team Heck.
Yeah. All right. My team is complete. Elijah, you have the last pick here, and you are forced into a tag team spot. So go ahead and draft your tag team to finish out your team.
So, I obviously figured out I had the theme of the foreign, foreign gimmicks that it's just like they have so many like talented wrestlers and like powerhouses that it would fit so well. So this is actually an underrated pick. I don't think it popped up on anyone's list, but I think they would just fit perfectly in there. So my final pick for my tag team is The Bar.
I knew it. I knew you were going to the bar.
Yeah,
I knew
dude.
it.
Oh
It-
my
I
gosh.
knew you were going
You
the
got
bar.
Drew, Cesaro, Sheamus, Ilya, we're going crazy.
What?
You cannot tell me they're not taking all the gold. Like,
Oh, dude,
come on now.
Sure,
That-
sure, if that's what you want to think.
That
the bar is a
team
great pick.
Oh
would go
gosh.
absolutely crazy.
With
I was
with
like,
the
I know
team,
the run wasn't like they won championships and everything, but like they weren't a team for very long, like only like a few years. But the chemistry, because we'll bring up that word from the tag team bracket, chemistry
go listen to it.
is what. Go listen to it. Shout out. But the chemistry that this entire stable would have, that tag team would just bring it all together. And I can't say much more about it. Like, it's a powerhouse tag team, and like it's the missing piece to the puzzle,
Dude,
realistically. So
Honestly, that as soon as you started talking, I was like, he's going the bar. I knew it as soon as you started talking. You was like, yeah, you figured out I was going for the foreign gimmick. I was like, yep, there it is. I knew it. I knew
This
it.
guy.
Dude,
big meaty boys is fine.
dude. All right, so I'm gonna run real quick. I'm gonna run through our entire team. So I'll start with Devin. Devin, your team is The Rock, Obafemi, Bianca Belair, the Dudley Boys, and Teddy Long as your manager.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with Paul Heyman, Edge and Christian for my tag team, Shelton Benjamin as my mid-carder, Lita, and Kurt Angle as my leader. And then Elijah, you ended up with Drew McIntyre. You ended up with William Regal, Ilya Dragunov, Rhea Ripley, and The Bar for your tag team.
Wait, Devin, did you pick The Rock? For some reason I thought you picked Roman Reigns.
No, I picked The Rock. I picked the final boss.
Mhm.
I was gonna pick Roman Reigns, but then I got choked out by The Rock. He says, "Boy, you better pick me." I'm like, okay. Sorry. I was gonna fire you. I don't even work for you.
I wanted to jump into some honorable mentions real quick. So I already ran through my leaders. Roman, Triple H, and CM Punk were some leaders of my faction that I was considering. Devin, we were talking earlier, like 10 minutes before we were recording, and I mentioned to you that I had just found a tag team that I loved, that I thought would fit in great with the team that I was going to build. The tag team that I was referencing was actually Crime Time. So I was
No, wait, you're lying. Dude,
I swear.
I had Crime Time as well.
Do you actually?
I
That's
had him.
crazy.
Oh my gosh!
What an obscure tag team for both of us to think of. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's so funny. I'm like, no, you're lying. I literally have them right
No, I
here
swear,
on
I
my
swear.
paper. That's so funny.
No. They're right here. They're right here. That is absolutely crazy.
That's awesome.
That's
I
so
love.
funny.
Gosh, I love wrestling.
And what an obscure tag team for both of us to think of. That's funny.
I know.
And you guys might have thrown a flag on this one, but for manager, if Paul Heyman would have gotten taken, for my manager, I was actually going to try and convince you guys to let me have Ric Flair. I don't think that he was. Yeah, I don't know that he was ever like technically a manager. He was always more in ring that I can remember. But I think that having.
I mean,
he would always accompany in like Evolution.
yeah,
like,
he helped out Triple H a
he started
lot.
off as like a tag team, but he always was like accompanying Triple H and just sitting there, "You're the man."
Yeah.
He cuts one of the greatest promos I've ever heard. Plus, he has like all the backstage politics and stuff. So I thought he would make a fantastic
You know
manager.
what? I would have to let that.
Backstage politics.
No, absolutely. Like I'm not even joking. Like
Backstage, I got you.
all right, Devin. Run through a few of your favorite honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list.
So of course, Crime Time.
That's crazy.
Jay Cargill, I know, right? Like Jay Cargill. I had Ricochet as one of my mid-carders. I really
I don't
did.
mind it. Yeah,
I also
absolutely.
love Ricochet. I'll get into that in a second.
Well,
because I had a
like that's all I don't know. If you, I'm balling just like him. I'm just a little more athletic than him. That's it. You know, just.
I like to
for
see
sure,
try.
for sure.
I'd like
Oh,
to see
yeah.
it try.
You want me to do it right now? You want to see it
do
again?
it again?
Do a backflip off the bed right now.
Let's see if we do it again.
I just did it. I just did it. You didn't see that?
Oh, dip in your quick.
I'm like
Shit.
SpongeBob,
All right,
bro.
all
I
right.
got that. I'm just so quick, bro. No, I was gonna pick Ricochet. I was like, that's my guy. That's
Yeah.
my guy. But then like tonight. I don't know why I was. So like real quick, I just want like I'll tell this little story. The reason why I picked Opa because I was just I was rubbing my fiance's head because I'm a great fiance, and I was like,
Sure.
Oh,
do
brother.
I want him as my mid Carter? You know, like I don't know, like I feel like there's someone better. Look, there's someone like I mean Ricochet's very talented. He's that guy, and then I don't know, and then I just saw him like scrolling down Facebook. Opa Family pops up. I'm like, that's the guy. That's him.
Yep.
That's my so there we go.
That's a great pick. That's a great
Yeah,
pick.
so I didn't but I think Crime Time was like a one I was going back and forth with the Dudley Boys because that was the team I always watched. I'm kind of upset that like they never got that push. They had some funny backstage promos, man.
Right. Deven DX, I remember.
They were like
Oh my gosh.
borderline like very racist like backstage
Oh
segments
yeah.
too. Do you remember the segment where DX got kicked out of the show and they were trying to buy tickets off of Crime Time?
Shawn Michaels, "Hey, what up, playing that?" And Triple H is so
They're like-
nervous as hell, like,
Yeah.
as they're getting leave. Word.
Yeah, oh my god, it was
What
so
the-
funny.
It's the way he
So
said it.
funny.
It was so white. It was
So white.
You could tell his Connecticut roots definitely came out.
Oh man.
oh
that
yeah,
was
for
fantastic.
sure.
Oh,
All
all right. RIP to Shad Gaspard, by the way.
Oh
RIP.
yeah.
Yes, R.I.P.
Um,
The hero,
Elijah.
really.
Oh, real
Elijah.
true hero.
give us some of your favorite honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list.
All right, so I had, like I said, the two different teams. Real quick before I get into the other team, when I was saying I was debating between Rhea Ripley, the other woman I was going to go with was Nikki Cross.
Ooh, that would have fit in with your theme. Absolutely.
Dang, that definitely would have.
It would have been crazy, but I was looking at what I typed down Rhea like last second, and I was like,
What
It'll still
version?
fit.
What version of Nikki Cross? Nikki ASH, right? Definitely.
no, actually, the unhinged Nikki.
Oh,
I think that's what I would go with. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't turn down Nikki ASH, but I was kind of going with more like this possibly being a heel team, and
Yeah.
unhinged Nikki would be crazy. Like, I know Ilya's a face, but you could turn him heel.
Oh yeah, very easy.
you could try him.
For sure.
The way you said that.
Heel.
He's nice, but
Heel.
turn him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap the fuck out of Ricochet. He'll be healed in no time.
You okay? Yeah. Boy, get your ass.
Yeah, like Ricochet like rolls him up and he goes for a handshake and is like, "You didn't earn this dude." I'm tired of people getting cheap wins, and yeah, there you go. Make a deal. But no, my the team I was gonna go with, my leader, I had CM Punk. Tag team, I had the New Day, because
I also had the New Day listed. Yep.
that would be very, very interesting because Kofi and CM Punk having that history because they were tag team champions at one point, and then like
Mhm.
they would just have again like the chemistry with that. My manager would have been Paul Heyman, but you know he got yoinked immediately.
No chance I was letting
Yeah,
him.
yoink.
Listen, I'm just letting you know now. There was no chance I was leaving this draft without Paul Heyman. There was no
I'm
chance.
leaving
He was
it
my
with
first round pick. He was my first round pick the moment I thought of this idea.
Yeah, I'm like Paul Heyman with CM Punk is a top tier combo.
Oh.
Combo, and that would have been great. My woman, I had AJ Lee because CM Punk and AJ
Makes
Lee.
sense.
But on top of that, like, she's really underrated. Like, she was modern day women's wrestling before it was big.
Yep. for
You
sure.
know, and
Oh, yeah.
like I know she's retired now, and very happy for her. But she would fit perfectly in today's what's it called, women's division. So that would have been fantastic. And my mid Carter, I would have picked Ricochet because Ricochet. Like, he would just fit perfectly in there. But some of my honorable mentions I also had, just in general, I had a Stone Cold as the leader. I had the Dudleys, but you know they got taken. Manager, I had MVP on there as a backup, as a reserve.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
That's a good one.
He is a fantastic fucking manager, and he would have fit great. Regardless, really, almost any team. Women already did that. Mid Carter, I had to like make like a list because I was like, fuck, I don't know. Mid Carter, I was also debating on Pete Dunne, Dolph Ziggler, and Karrion Kross. Now I know Karrion is already a leader of a faction at the moment, so it's kind of hard to be like, why would you put him at a mid card?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he hasn't done anything yet. I want him to so bad. Trust me, it's frustrating that WWE still isn't doing shit with. I mean, there's potential with like him messing with the New Day, but
Yeah, that whole storyline, interesting.
I'm gonna let them see where they go with that. But as of this moment, hasn't done anything, and it pisses me off because he has all the tools for it. They're just, I don't know why it's falling flat. I really don't know why, but that's another discussion for another day.
All right, boys. That was a very fun exercise. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Now, anything that can spark up a little debate, I'm all in on. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion. What?
I got story time.
Oh God,
Gotcha.
here we go.
Gotcha.
Here we
I didn't
go.
want to say anything. I was holding this for so long.
Elijah, is this another one, Elijah, that you already know?
I don't know. This is
all right.
I
Here we
don't
go.
know.
This is a
dive in.
personal
Let's
story.
dive
So, all right. So this happened Saturday. So for a lot of y'all, if you don't know, I work for FedEx.
Shout out.
So I listen to music, and but I like to also listen to wrestlers' theme songs. Sorry, nerd. And I was at this one stop, and Cody Rhodes' song came out. And you know, Cody's song is a bop. You know, you can sing that all day. And so I was making a delivery, but I have my music pretty loud, and I see this kid. Like, I can hear him singing it, but I just thought, I was like, am I going crazy? Is like someone singing this right now? And so I'm like, whatever. So I walk past the truck, and then the whoa part came. I see the kid that was singing, and all you see the kid goes, what? Oh, I was like, oh, whoa. Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
I was like, yes. Yes. I was like, that's so awesome. So luckily it was a cul-de-sac, so I just drove up there went around it, came back right when the whoa came again, and I had to deliver to the house, and he goes, he goes, whoa, and the neighbor was so mad. She's over here like, and I'm like, you have a great day. Also, sorry.
That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
That's
Man.
so wholesome. Cody's
You
for
guys-
the family right there.
Oh,
Cody's for the
yeah.
people.
You all, the fans, the listeners of this show, of which there are many, too many to count. You all will eventually meet my daughter Addison, who I actually give a lot of credit to getting me back into wrestling. That reminds me something she would do, because that little girl, every morning we're on our way to school, she has to listen to WWE theme songs. So if our FedEx guy were to come down in our neighborhood blaring wrestling music, she'd be all over that. So that actually hits home. That hits home with me. I love that story a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the story is it's funny, but it's a good heartwarming story, because like when I'm driving off, I'm like, gosh, I love wrestling. Like, some people think,
for sure.
some people think that like, oh, you guys are such nerds, or oh my gosh, well, you're too old for
I am.
wrestling. I'm like,
Don't care.
dude, I don't care. This is something that makes me happy. I love.
Stay mad.
Stay mad. I love talking about wrestling, dude. I can literally go days talking about wrestling. So,
And that's why we started the podcast. That's really all it is. All three
This
of
is
us are
awesome.
talking about wrestling all day anyway. Why not put some microphones in front of us?
Heck yeah.
All right. As long as I'm not going to be interrupted again with another surprise story time, I would like to close the
Oh,
show.
also, I wanted to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Episode 11 in the books. Let us know if you could draft a faction, who would you pick, with given the criteria that we used. Let us know who your faction would be. Let us know in the comments. Were we stupid for not mentioning anybody? There's an egregious miss out there that we didn't come prepared with. Anything like that. You can do that by subscribing to the channel, following us on all of our social media at TagMeInPod. Everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. all the things. So make sure you like the video on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. Go check out Devin started his own little side channel here. Devin, plug the people. Plug it up. What is it?
Wrestling Conspiracy. If you love conspiracies, go check it out. It's on YouTube. Subscribe. Comment, please. I love the comments. Comments are going crazy right now.
Absolutely.
He's trying to get a singles career already. He's
I'm-
like Destiny's Child.
It's
He's
something.
trying to be the Beyonce. All right,
No,
we're not
my-
Beyonce.
Listen, we root for our friends. We root for our friends' success here.
Yes.
All right, I've tried to close the show out 3 times. Let's get out of here. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, leave a comment, all that jazz. Until next week, thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Peace.